So to deal with the weapon, same thing, you must protect your center. But it's no good putting your arm out there, because your arm out there, he can attack your arm, and then you pull your arm away, you completely unprotected. So it's better to have your arm in the center, right? And to create the force center, that means that, say if he swing at me, if I just block from here, not moving my feet, and there's not much angle to work at, right? But if I step out, so I could create this angle, I could stop it, and I could rip this off, and so I could, using this, right? So from here, and I could rip this off. So the pressure points here, so if I stable this, right, and rip this off, right, we change the angle from here, right? Right. So you can use that. Or you can also turn this around and drop this knee on there, and then you can disarm from here, right? So just run through the technique again. So from here, right? And then overhead, swing this around, drop this onto on the elbow, drop the knee on the elbow, and then you can disarm from here, right? Right. Okay. And the other one is from here, and then you stable, so you block somewhere here, so you stabilize the wrist, and you go to the end of this blunt instrument, so you rip this off from here, right? Rip this off from here, and then you can use that, right? I want to show you a self-defense technique against somebody holding a gun on you, right? Because with the gun, a distance very important, right? If the person's too far away from you, and then you probably wouldn't have opportunity to do anything. But if you were say from the gun that you were 2 feet away, you might be able to do something, right? Because from here, that for him to see and react is about 0.2 of a second. In fact, it take 0.1 of a second to shoot, right? So it's 0.3 of a second. So for me to step out and put that gun over there, then I'm putting him down. So all the time that the barrel is facing the other way, then I can drop this and then disarm from here, right? And then I can disarm from there, right? So it's the distance that from here, right? One of the things that I advise people is, because you never talk, you never look at the adversary in the eyes when he's holding a gun on you. You're looking at the gun, so you know what he's going to do, right? So from here, then you drop this, and then you disarm. Then you can do something, right? So on a reverse angle, then you do the same, right? Because a lot of time that the person that holds the gun is also as nervous as the person being pointed at, right? So you don't want a mistake, so you don't challenge him. So you are from here, right? And then you drop this, and then you can disarm the persons, right? From here. So from here, push it up, and then drop this, and yeah. Okay. One more time, right? Yeah. Okay. So a scenario that the adversary that come from behind, and then you're on here. So the best way is to get yourself balanced. It's very important that you can move better. And then because the gun is close to my body, and I can judge that where his elbow is, right? So I'm taking here, then, and then I can disarm him, you know, just with the same technique. I push up and whip down, and then drop the knee onto his elbow, right? So when I turn on one step, I turn on this step, right? Turn on this step, and then I push this up, so all the time the barrel is away from me. So if I can push this up and whip down, then I can disarm from there. Right, one more time. All right, so I lower my center of gravity. All right, and so we're going to deal with the knife attack, right? With any strike, there's only two types of strike. One is the linear strike, one is the circular strike, right? See, with somebody with an edge weapon, that you cannot put your arm in front, but you have to still defend your center, right? So from here, so if he does a straight linear strike, right? So I can take this across, and then I can whip him, you know, then I drop my knee onto his elbow, then I can disarm from here, and then I just cut his. Right. So from here, right? Right, so you got from here. You got, yeah. Okay. Right. Right, so from here. Okay. I just changed the angle, and so I got from here, I step out, whip this, and so I step out, my body is not behind, and then I push up, whip, and here. Right. So another way to deal with it is opening up the angle from here, and then I'm actually stepping across from here, right? Stepping across from here, and then push it to the open side, right? So this technique is very useful because a lot of time you don't know whether they are striking you linearly or circular, right? So you open up overhead, and then you do an arm break from here. Then you drop this knee so you can face, you can disarm, or you can punish the, right? So this will actually be also working on dealing with a circular attack, right? So overhead, and then you, right? Right? Now I'll just slow down a bit to show you the footwork. So if I step out from here, I overhead, right? I use the triangle, the arm, and then I step out here because if I don't, this comes into my leg. So from here, I attack his balance from here. So I just pull, and then he falls down from here. Then I can disarm because I break his elbow with my knee, dropping my weight on there. Right.
Remember that dealing empty hand against a knife is a worst case scenario. Our reflexes must be very keen and our positioning to the outside of the line of attack is key. We want to establish control of the hand that controls the weapon and immediately counterattack.
In the multiple attack situation, that basically, if I were coming in, they were coming in here, and one person on my right, one person on my left, it's very hard for me to defend against that because I have to divert my vision and also different area, right? But if I can go to the extreme, even though not dealing with the weapon hand, I go to the extreme on the blind side or on the blind side here, right? So if they move in towards me, so if I'm here, and I have the other attacker in my sight all the time, and I can push this guy towards him, or I can disarm this, So the whole idea is to fight on the blind side. But say if they move in, and I can be here, I flick him in the eye, and then I can still take on one at a time, right? Because a lot of time that if you put yourself in a good position, like on the blind side of the person, right? So you watch, right? You watch here. So all the time, he cannot get to me because his partner is in the way, right? So you deal with one person at a time, right? So you want to use, because with multiple attack you cannot disarm them, so you have to neutralize them by pressure point, by hitting on the vital point. So the eyes are the most sensitive part of the body. So you only have to one flick, the person cannot see. So the vital point, at the corner of the eyebrow, there's a hole there. There's a hole there, so just corner of the eyebrow. So they call the temple, and it's a major pressure point. Right? And then on this line, there's 3 points here. There's 1, 2, 3. And then there's a point here, there's a point here, and also the point on the cheek, under the cheekbone here, right? So those ones, right? And the throat is always very, very vital point, because it's the windpipe is cartridge, so you can break it 20 pounds of force, you can break this, right? And there's 2 pressure points at the stem of the skull, and this is inside the vertebrae, inside the vertebrae, and so you even just a small knock on here can render the person dizziness and so on. So 25 pounds of force, you can knock somebody out from here, right? And so the eyes, the most vulnerable, right? So one flick, and the person cannot see, and they cannot see, they cannot attack, they cannot defend. Right? So that's what you aim at, right? So you got from here, and then you can, or once you here, you flicked him in the eye, so he cannot see, and bang, right? Or come back to the throw, right? The throw, because this was make with very brittle cartridge. So you can break that. So the windpipe is broken. The person is going to suffocate because the breathing cannot go through, right? So those are very, very important points. So you deal with one person at a time, right? So you deal with one person, flicked and bang, right? Then you can, right? You can. So if one person, then you can disarm from, you know. But if you're dealing with 2, 3 people, that you cannot jump down there to disarm. Right? So I run through just simple technique, but it's positioning and strategies most important, right? Right? Right. So you got, right? So it's place yourself on the blind side. Okay, good. Dealing with the blunt instrument, such as a baseball bat, the most important thing is you protect your center, you protect your head and your body, because your vital pressure points and vital points are on your head and on your body. Right? But you cannot bring your arm out too far, because he will attack your arm, you pull your arm away, you expose a lot of target area, right? So, so from here, then he make the preparation, and you can jam up the elbow, so because everything's come from the elbow, and then you flick to the eye, and then you can punch to the throat, and then from there, right? So punch the throat from there. Or if you go in just a fraction too late, then you have to deal with the, so you block it like that, so with the mid part of your arm, block it like that, right? So you steady this, go out here, fold this, and then you can disarm, because the leverage is bigger than the one that he holds, right? On the overhead situation, right, you step away, then you fold, right? So in when the attacker strike to the lower part of your body, a lot of situations happen in a pool hall, and maybe you have to deal with the longer weapon. So in a situation, somebody comes in and jabbed with a pool cue, right? You can do this, right?
So the importance of leverage continues against the short stick attack, just as with the long stick attack. Establishing the attack and control of the point of the base of the weapon and using that as leverage for the disarm, and then using their own weapon to counterattack against them. Now, putting it all together, Grandmaster Chung will demonstrate an example on the 3 different weapons, back to back to back. The longer range with the bat, the medium range with the club, and the short range with the knife attack. Controlling the base of the weapon, positioning for the counterattack. Controlling the base of the weapon, positioning for the counterattack. Controlling the base of the weapon, and positioning for the final counterattack. And breaking down the individual techniques. First against the baseball bat. Guarding the line, attacking the base of the weapon, slipping to the blindside position for the follow-through. And next against the stick. Same principle applies, jamming the base of the weapon, slip to the blind side, following through with the counterattack. And then the knife attack defense. Again, controlling the base of the weapon, in this case attacking the balance, setting up for the takedown, and the final counterattack.